I asked this guy, we both know him. I go, do you like fat models? He goes, yeah, I love women.
Slave mind. Fucking lie. The law is set up in the way in the Western world where men have absolutely zero power. Most men are clinically depressed, working jobs they hate in sexless marriages, and they know they can't leave because they lose the house and they lose the kids and they lose everything else. So they don't have time to be concerned with anything that's actually happening in the world. They keep us divided and distracted. And empowering females is the easiest way to weaken the will of men. Motivating females and empowering them to the point where they're going to sit there and go, you know what? I'm a feminist. You can't tell me what to do. I'm allowed to go out with my friends. He's just my friend. I'm allowed to sleep at his house and drink vodka. Oh, I only sucked his dick. What's the problem? You know what? Fine, we get a divorce. I'm taking the fucking house.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't believe in marriage in terms of an institution, not because I am against the idea of loving a woman, but I'm so anti-government. I don't want them to have anything to do with me, especially where my dick goes. So fuck them.
Yeah.
That's right. Spaniards. I took her. She's done with. Done. I took your prized possession. She's messed up. Whichever Spanish man gets with her next, he'll be like, why is she always starting arguments with me? Why is she never happy? Because she's dreaming of the night she had with me. She's unhappy with you and you'll never be able to please her. She's widowed forever. It's done. Fuck you, Spain. That's what you have to tell me to put a fucking mask on. I might have gone easy on her pussy if it wasn't for that little fucking Pedro motherfucker.
And also, too, I worry if I am too submissive, will he not respect me?
Nah, no. Get rid of that.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that stupid shit.
That won't respect me crap. That's not real.
Is that real? Really?
You know what? So many women say to me, Andrew, you know what? You're so rich, but you're smart and you're actually very intelligent. And I know you'd get really bored of a robot. And I'm sitting there thinking, bitch, I wish to God you were a robot.
Have you broken someone's bones?
Have I broken someone's bones? I've broken a bunch of bones.
How does that feel?
Great.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like I'm being serious.
I don't give
the first time
I've escaped the Matrix. And when I talk about the Matrix, it primarily applies to men because men are the backbone of the slave force. We always have been and always will be. And unfortunately now, if you're a law-abiding man inside the Matrix, your future and the life that is laid out for you is nothing but depressing. You're going to go to school, you're going to get in debt, you're going to get a job, you're going to get a wife, divorce is coming, you're going to lose the house eventually, your job's shit, inflation's outpacing your wages, you're going to work, no one's going to appreciate it, now you're old and your life's over. That is the Matrix for 99% of men. And you need to find a way to escape it. I told him, man, go get on the train in Portugal and ride it for 3 weeks all the way to Singapore and think about what a fucking punk you are. And at least you'll end it with some stories.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, you have plenty of time to reflect on what a bitch you are. Go into the bathroom and look in the mirror, look deep in your eyes and say, yeah, I wouldn't fuck me either. If you buy a McLaren, you accept that half the time it's going to fucking break for no reason. It's just a pain in the ass. If you want something reliable, you get a Toyota. If you want something sexy as fuck that comes with a bunch of problems, you get a McLaren. I'm the McLaren. You chose me, bitch.
You are the McLaren.
You chose me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to act like a Toyota. I'm the McLaren. So you're just going to have to accept what comes with me.
Yeah.
You are a McLaren. That's really good. That's accurate.
It's a good analogy. No?
It is a really good analogy.
I use that to Romanian bitches who don't even speak English. Like, McLaren? I'm like, yes, bitch. McLaren.
That's all they
shut
hear. Have you had a serious relationship?
I have many concurrent serious relationships as we speak.
Are you poly?
No, because that means they can talk to other dudes. That's fucking haram. That's atrocious. That's disgusting. I have a saying, and it's not a very remarkable saying, but I use it all the time, and that's dumb shit leads to dumb shit. And I say that for an example, like let's say you leave your car unlocked. You're unprofessional, you leave your car unlocked. Now it gets stolen. Now there's a police case. Now dumb shit leads to dumb shit. So when I'm around people who do dumb shit or unprofessional things, or they're not smooth, or they don't get their shit right, or they're negative, I refuse because it comes true.
Yeah.
It's like you make it true. If I hang around with your stupid ass long enough, all the stupid shit you're talking about is going to happen to me.
Yeah.
So it's like you speak it into existence.
Yes.
So I refuse to be around it. Dumb shit leads to dumb shit. Everyone I talk to is such a fucking winner that when I sit around, all I can do is accidentally win.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, bam, more money. When they deliberately convince you things that aren't true, when they destroy objective reality, your mind is now fully open for programming. Yeah. That is a woman because she says she's a woman. That is attractive because they said this is a pandemic. I work hard. Inflation is good. Inflation is good. Give me my 5th booster injection. It's destroying your mind to the point where you're completely open for programming.
If women were truly happy doing that for so long, maybe this whole women's lib thing, how did that come about?
That's a psyop from the New World Order. They're deliberately trying to turn women against men. They have to divide the peasants. That's the only way the elites can retain control. They turn the blacks against the whites, the Democrats against the Republicans, the women against the men. This is me outside his house saying, I love my new car.
There you
Woo! But I didn't do nothing. I know this is probably get me in trouble with somebody. Listen, English police, you've arrested me enough, right? I didn't do nothing. I'm trying to spread the word of the Lord. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I really want to bring him closer to Christ.
Yeah. So you like you put her on cigar duty?
If I need a cigar, then I would ask her to go politely get me a cigar, yeah.
What if she said no?
How could she possibly say no to me? I'm a man of God. I read the Bible. I go to church. I don't know. I can't possibly answer these questions. This is obviously going to be watched by every single female that has any kind of association to me, and I'm loyal to all of them. If you're a man who has his shit together at a certain level of status, you can say to a woman, look, I love you with all my heart. I want to be with you. I'm going to take care of you, but you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm in charge because this is my life. You're on the Tate train. We're headed to Success Station. I'm the one driving it. And if you're going to be on my train, certain things are going to happen. If you're unhappy, you can get off. No problem. People are not going to be quick to replace something or attempt to replace something which is basically irreplaceable. So if you're a high enough status individual, then you get away with more. People say I'm misogynistic and people say I say bad things about women. Women are very, very intelligent in certain key areas. And one of the things they are most intelligent at or best at is reading their own status and understanding what they can and can't get away with. Women are experts at that. So they'll sit opposite one guy and be a dickhead and sit opposite the next guy and be a sweetheart. I say this and people completely have a meltdown. I don't know why people have a meltdown. It's facts. I don't want to insult anyone. I was about to say a bitch. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. A bitch will sit there. So this is the question I always say to all the people who say I'm misogynistic and my view on relationships are wrong, etc., etc. I say, look, I have beautiful women who are in love with me and we're all happy and smiling every day. I get to fuck whatever I want. I have a very positive relationship with females. My life's good. You disagree with everything I say. But your relationship, you and your woman don't even fuck. If you take the other paradigm, 99% of men disagree with me, but they marry one chick, they be the good guy, get married. They're all getting fucking divorced and the chick's giving them a hard time. Yep. If you have a woman and you're truly cool and you're truly together and she truly loves you, you come home. Have you been out? You fucked that bitch. I did fuck that bitch. You know what? I fucked her, but her tits are not as good as yours. Come here. You're living with me. That bitch, fuck that bitch. Who cares? I fucked her, so what? Who gives a shit? She ain't here. She ain't living in the fucking penthouse. Shut up. This argument is one I've heard so many trillion times. They say, well, if you can do that, why can't the woman do that? And I can answer it in so many different ways.
Give your harshest way.
It goes against the will of God and nature. It goes against the way of man. For the longest period of human history, men had more than one woman. Never in history, in any book ever, in any civilization since the dawn of human time, have promiscuous women been celebrated. Ever. They have been frowned upon in every single society ever.
God's looking down right now and he's like, boys, I just want you to run through chicks.
God wants the men, the masculine males of earth to reproduce, create his warriors. God needs warriors.
What parable is that in?
It's Tate 15.
Okay. What if when you finally go to the U.S., you're in L.A. and Kylie Jenner pulls up on you and she's like,
she's still not richer than me.
You said girls had to have lines for each body that they've had.
That's not even what I said. I'm here on this podcast, you guys. You don't even understand what I said. I'm upset.
Because we want the audience to know, so we need you to dive into it.
I said that a lot of the world's problems could be fixed if women walked around with their body counts on their foreheads. I didn't say lines. If I meet a woman...
You want to hear they've never been anywhere.
Never! I will show you the world.
100%.
The first private jet you get on will be mine. You've ever been in a Lambo? No? You're getting my one first. I'm going to show you brand new experiences. If I sit there with some bitch and she's like, I've been there, I've been that. I went to this party. My friend has a jet. I was in this Lambo. And you're just like, shut the fuck up. There's nothing less attractive. I want to be the person who shows her something for the first time. I don't want to fuck a bitch who's been fucked every way she can be fucked. You know another thing men hate? We hate those social bitches. Hoe. Slut. Shut up. Unattractive, don't want to hear it. You're a hoe. You've been too many places. You're not home enough. You're not reading the Bible. Uninterested.
Do you tell the dad, like, I'll never stay loyal to your daughter?
Nah, but I say something else. I say, look, she's been out too much. Finally, she's under control. She's going to live a good life now. I'm glad I met her before it was too late. I'm going to save your daughter.
Yeah, you're a big cuddler, low-key.
You like cuddles, yeah.
Completely. I'm a nice guy. You want to blow up the internet? I'll blow up the internet right fucking now. The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25-year-olds is because they've been through less dick. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been more places, been fucked and dumped more times, more arguments, more heartbreak, more bullshit, more mess for me to clean up. I didn't even want him to fuck you in the first place. You should have been a virgin when you met me. Now I'm dealing with your shit? Get fucked. Goodbye.
It's hard for guys.
It's hard for dudes, man, because these chicks are just running through dick. If I run through 10 chicks, I get to know I've ruined 10 wives. Guaranteed 10 divorces. Guaranteed. Because whoever she marries, she will not be happy with because she will dream of me for the rest of her fucking human existence. Guaranteed. I don't give a fuck if some dork on the internet makes a video saying cancel Tate. Don't give a solitary shit. I couldn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. First, let's call him a misogynist. Yeah, I'm a misogynist. Okay, next. You're sexist. Yeah, probably. Next. Okay, I'm going to cancel you. Don't give a fuck. I ain't even got nothing to cancel. I'm on everyone else's account. I ain't got an account. Next. It's kind of unfortunate because women are completely and utterly solely judged on how they look. Like, a lot of these feminists are fucking, they're so busted. Women, beautiful women, love misogynistic men. When you see a 19-year-old Ukrainian on a billionaire's yacht in Dubai, is she complaining? So the only women who don't love misogynists are the women who are too ugly to get fucked by a misogynist. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way, right? Because I'm sexist both ways. I try and say this all the time, but no one can seem to fathom it, especially not feminists with their minuscule brains. I don't let women drive me in cars. Everyone loses their mind when I say this. I'll drive.
Never.
Has the chick ever drove your Bugatti?
Fuck, what the fuck? Who is this guy?
That's cap.
No! I state on my name, no woman has driven any of my cars ever. Let's say a girl drive a car and the chance of her crashing is less than 1%. But if she did crash, the results of that crash would infuriate me to a new level in which I've never been infuriated. Is it worth that risk, even if the risk is very, very small?
But would you let one of the boys drive it?
Yeah, boys, it's fine. I'll tell you why. Because females have no innate responsibility or honor. If your boy, you give your boy a car, right? He crashes it. Bro, I fucked up. I'm going to pay this off. I'm going to get to work. I'll get another job. Man, I'm sorry. Da-da-da-da. Bitch crashes your car. Well, it wasn't even my fault. That guy came out of nowhere. I didn't even know.
Yo,
I didn't even know it.
so
and you
right.
have loads of money and you have loads of cars. Just buy a new one and I can't afford it. And then if you get too tough to her, look, you better fucking pay. She's just going to block you and fuck some other guy. That's all that's going to happen. Girls don't like responsibility for shit. We'd end up breaking up because she would not be sorry enough. I'd resent her ass and dislike her for it. She'd start giving me attitude and I'm going to lose the bitch and a car. What's the point? There are scenarios where I'll make fun of men the same way, saying that women are a million times better in said scenario. And I'm looking for the most competent individual. Their gender is related to that competence. When women first hear what I say, they get annoyed. But if they have a brain, they sit there and go, you know what? He's right. So I owed some money to some dangerous people. We won't tell that story. But I needed money fast. So I thought, you know what? I'm sitting there. I had 70 grand cash in my house. I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? Sometimes, Tate, God just loves you and you just get lucky. You're going to go to the casino and you're going to make the 30. So I lost 10 grand on roulette, thought, fuck it, got up the odds, went to blackjack, stuck to perfect strategy, got wiped out, got fucked. Came home, now I'm 50 G's down. So I started thinking, okay, let me approach this logically. I'm a very intelligent man, let's do this. What do I need? So I had these 5 girlfriends in these 5 different cities all around the world. So I thought, well, are the girls an asset? Well, they have beauty, beauty's valuable. So I guess they're an asset. And while I'm looking up remote jobs, in the corner, one of them little videos comes up, talk to live girls now. So I've never been a porn guy. So I didn't know how big chatting to girls on the internet was. So I clicked on this advert. There's some chick sitting there talking to dudes, bring money. So I flew all 5 chicks in. None of them knew about each other. Nothing. Of my 5 girls, obviously they all kicked off. Who's this bitch? Who's this bitch? Who's this bitch? I'm like, look, you're all mine. Get over it. Talk about money now. This is a higher purpose. But you fucked her. Yeah, I fucked her. Who cares? We're talking about money. We're talking about millions. Get over it. 3 left, 2 stayed. And that was the beginning of the empire. The 2 who stayed, bought some laptops, sat them down. Now, when the girls were at the computer working, I was at the computer the entire time. Because another thing I learned from doing this business, I learned something about women, is that they are intrinsically, I don't want to use the word lazy, but I will. If you show a woman how to make $1,000 an hour, she'll think, I can work 2 hours a week. If you show a man how to make $1,000 an hour, he'll think I can make $18,000 a day. Me and these 2 chicks, we just started fucking hammering the webcam game. But they didn't have a fucking clue what to say. They were saying all the wrong shit, man. Every day they were saying the wrong shit and we were losing customers. So I'm trying to teach these women and the women kept fucking it up. So I said to them, it's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm taking over. So what I did is I unplugged their keyboards and plugged a new one in from me behind the screen. So the chicks would sit there and hit a keyboard that wasn't plugged in. And me and my brother and eventually some staff I trained would do all the talking. So what the girls would do is they'd promise meetings. And maybe this is a bit bad. Here's where the famoose would start. So it'd be good, like I had a lot of girls who worked for me, and the best was like the Ukrainians or the Russians. Because they'd get some guy, fall in love, they'd arrange today to meet, all this shit, I need a visa. Okay, get a visa. I need money for a visa. The girl would be online for 6 or 7 hours, but then when she logged off, was sleeping or whatever, on her WhatsApp, I'd have staff. She was online 24 hours a day. Her WhatsApp, her this. She was famoosing when she was asleep. We were bringing in money from the fucking sky. We were promising all these meetings, all these pictures outside of embassies, all this shit. We fucking killed the game. Millions of dollars a week. It was not just because I had beautiful girls. It's not because webcam is easy. It's because I am a genius and I put together an apparatus of genius behind the avatar of beauty. The reason this dynamic worked is because the girl understood that she wasn't making the money. It was my money. Because she understood that she is nothing but a face to a genius apparatus I've created. I can take another girl of equal beauty, sit her down in front of that keyboard, which ain't even plugged in, bitch, and do this and make the same fucking money. You are lucky to work for me because I can replace you. You cannot replace me. There is no other genius on the internet doing this the way I do it. It's impossible for me to be with a chick and her not have a good life, right? How can I have a chick with me? She's my girl and my life's so fantastic. What, she's going to get a taxi when I get in my car? Being near me, your life's good. If you're anywhere near Tate, you're living good. So now the government is watching my dick? Leave me alone. No, leave me the fuck alone. If a woman truly loves you and you sit there and say, look, I've been around the world. I'm about it. I know things you don't know. Signing that piece of paper is bad for me. It's also bad for you. It's bad for business. Shut the fuck up. I put together a strategy and a plan. It was extremely strategized. It was planned.
Is that public though?
The plan.
Yeah.
No. I'm super competitive because I need an iPhone. You give me an iPhone and half a subject and I'll just start running my mouth. And people, for some reason, like to listen to me for free. I have never paid for an ad. I've never paid for a shout out. I've not paid to be on any of these big Instagram pages I'm all over. I ain't paid for shit. But one of the other things I did, which is a superpower, is that I don't have accounts. Yeah. Most people, let's say you have a YouTube channel. You don't want people to plagiarize your shit. You want the views. You want your money. You don't want people to rip your video, use it, da-da-da-da. I don't have an account. Everyone can steal my shit. I don't give a fuck. January 1st is when we began, and I am now the most famous man on the planet.
What ventures do you have right now?
Yeah, I can't tell everybody everything I do. I have enough money forever. Like, I'm at the point of money now where it really, truly has no value. Everything in the world to me is free. I'm also an extremely capable individual. In fact, I wish I had my business card on me to give it to you. Online, I have 2 serious ventures. One is Hustlers University, and the other is the War Room. So the War Room is kind of like the Illuminati, but cooler. The War Room is very difficult to explain, but it's a private network. It's a network in which you must compete for your place. So you have men, you join, you pay, you join. There's tasks, tests, things you must do to keep your place or you're booted.
How much does it cost to join?
It's like $5,000. It's not that much. You can get kicked at any moment without a refund. So the point is that it's constantly winners, right? The losers are always peeled off the bottom. So the winners get more and more competitive. You can go to the War Room. I go to the War Room for the problems no one else can fix. Like when the Ukraine war, when the war kicked off in Ukraine and they closed the borders or the borders panicked, we had 7 War Room members of Ukraine. We got them all out in 24 hours. Bar a nation state wanting you dead, the War Room is the number one enemy you wouldn't want you coming after you because they will get you. Nobody learns anything of value in school. And everybody intrinsically knows this. Even the people who disagree with me, I said, if you see me pull up in my Bugatti in a gas station, do you look at me and think, wow, he went to school? The people you are learning from in school aren't even fucking rich. Your business professor's never had a business. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll start a school, and my school will teach you how to make money. Because what do you want to work for? Oh, I want to work for my passion. Da, da, da. If you want to work for your passion, fuck off. What do you want to work for? I want to work for money. You're the guy I need. People always say, well, my parents told me. Your parents lived in a different fucking world. Your parents bought a house for $60,000 and now it's worth $500,000. Democrats and Republicans arguing with each other all fucking day when they are 2 sides of the same coin. And the people in charge of all of it are laughing. Like, I could sleep with thousands of women. I just think maybe I'm just bored of it. I don't know, but I'm just kind of like, I'd rather have 1 or 2 or 5. Give me 5 girls and I'll settle down. 5 wives, that's enough. I don't think one woman is capable of completing a man's life. Absolutely no. I think you need a wife.
Sexually,
but I think
you need a wife and you need hoes. If every chick is coming up to me and treating me like God, you don't want to be the only chick with an attitude. And on the sly, I'm like, look, you're the only one I trust. If anyone says anything, tell me. All 4, boom, boom, boom. They're all coming to me going, yeah, I think she loves you, but, I don't know, we were in IKEA and she didn't talk about you the whole time. They're all just fucking ratting. So I can trust all of them because they're all fucking spying on each other. You need multiple women so they can fuck off and do women shit. It's important. Women are the true currency of ballers. Fuck money. It's women. You're sitting there with a hooker who doesn't really like you. You can see it in her eyes. You're sitting with a wife who's old and ugly. You're sitting with a bitch you don't fuck. I'm sitting here with 2 wives who adore me and are both gorgeous. Who's the rich guy? There are people. If they want someone dead, he's going to fucking die. They don't care. Organized crime is you have to go and make an enemy. You have to piss someone off. And you usually get a warning. So unless you're a fucking jackass, you'll be fine. And they're going to come along to you and say, for the environment, don't eat meat, drive your electric car on Tuesdays, the only day it's going to turn on. Fuck you, you're a peasant, you're a slave, you're a peon. That's what you are and that's what you'll be. If you try and go to the protest about being a slave, we will shut your electric car off. Fuck you. There has not been in the history of humanity across any culture, any book, any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respect put on the name of a promiscuous female ever. Ever. You name the biggest conquerors that you can possibly name from history. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, Big G, conquered the world. Normal. That is normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be. There's never been a single female who's been celebrated for her promiscuity ever in history. It's always been frowned upon and disgusting. So yes, we are completely and utterly different. Yes, it's different if a woman cheats on a man. And if a man is at a complete top level of his life and ticks every single box, and if he decides to be loyal, which some do,
And I can be loyal, and I have been loyal, but there's also times in my life where I think, fuck it, I don't want to be, and get a new girlfriend every single day of the week. I can do that, and I can decide to do that. If a woman decides to do the same, purely because her value is high enough to attract so many males, because she's beautiful, for example, it is completely different. And I'm going to explain to you why it's completely different, so buckle up. It's different. It's different. It's different. Well, I'll tell you why. It is impossible for a female to be promiscuous on a long enough period of time without devaluing herself, because she is fucking people she shouldn't be fucking. There is no way she is sleeping with endless men, and all of them are either high-value men or treating her the way she should be treated. If you find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either fucking dudes which aren't at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy. She was just too drunk to realize he's a loser who plays video games. Or she's fucking a top G who barely texts her back. So either way, she's fucking dudes she shouldn't be fucking, or a guy who's at the level who doesn't give her the right amount of attention. For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple years, if that. You ain't just gonna go out there fucking a new dude every week and say, yeah, he's worth pussy. Yeah, he treats me good enough to get my pussy. Da-da-da. And you know what's funny about the universe? It's actually beautiful about the universe because it's equal and opposite forces. When you devalue yourself, it's kind of like men can smell it on you. They can just look at a bitch and go, oh. And that's the way it works. So you have to be very careful as a female and sit and go, does this man truly deserve to fuck me? And if you think about it, the answer 99% of the time, especially if you're promiscuous, is no. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man does it, he doesn't devalue himself at all. That's just the way it works.
Can I ask you a question? Wait, Esther, 1 second. Sir, may I ask you a question? What would you say if a woman now is married to 2 men?
Haram.
Why?
No, I'll tell you why. Let's talk about this. What is the difference between a man, let's say me, I have 4 wives, right? What's the difference between a man having 4 wives and a woman having 4 men?
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time.
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time, and we know who the parents are, right? So let's say you had 4 pregnancies, you know who the mother is because she's carrying the baby, and you know who the dad is, top G. If you had a woman with 4 men and she gets pregnant, who's the parents?
What about if...
No, I'm asking.
Okay,
do you know?
I ask, what if they're different races?
Answer
one white,
the
one black.
question.
You don't know.
Answer the question.
You don't know. Now, modern science can come along and maybe fix that for you, but that doesn't mean it's not wrong in the eyes of God. The idea of having a family, the idea of a child being born, one of the baselines for a new life to come onto this planet is for at least to understand who the 2 people who made it are, at least. If you have a woman fucking 4 dudes, you don't even know who got her pregnant.
So may I just say...
disgusting.
Wait,
have you seen the twins that had 2 different dads?
Oh yeah, I saw that. May I just say something then? So if that is the case, yeah, if the one thing that you're meant to have is you, at least you know who the 2 people that put that child on earth are, then that's why promiscuity for men is also a problem, because they get women pregnant. Sometimes they don't even know they have children. That's haram, no? No,
it's completely different. It's different because you have to understand, I'm talking about humans. You look at humans from a societal perspective, but society has changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago, if a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job. She couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say, I'm pregnant, but you've been fucked by 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? None of them want to look after her. She will literally perish. This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted, and throughout all of history it's been so coveted, because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin, I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin, prove it's mine. Outside of this modern science bullshit, shaitan, the devil we have here in the West, in most of the world today, without virginity or at least a low body count or at least anti-promiscuity, you can't tell that that's your baby. So it's a completely different thing. You're looking at the idea of a woman being pregnant and coming to a group of men and saying, one of you has to take care of me and put up with me when I'm fat and moody and annoying and I need my bills paid. And all the men are going to sit there and go, no, fuck no, prove it's mine. You can't prove it, bounce. Where it's different. If I get 4 women pregnant, we know the deal.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So obviously back then for survival, women needed a man. Otherwise, when they were pregnant, they could die and all of these things, they would perish. In today's society, given evolution, given the fact that as women we can go and get... Men. Yeah, but I'm not saying that. Isn't there a glitch between what is actually happening and the nature of what we have in our bodies? I think that's probably the conflict that we're having right now.
Glitch in what way?
In the sense that women don't feel like they need men in the most physical sense, perhaps naturally.
It's very interesting. Women don't feel like they need men in a physical sense because life is soft, but it's bullshit. And it's bullshit because you still need men by proxy, 1, and 2, the second life gets difficult, you very quickly learn how much you need men. But women will go, I'm independent, I don't need no man because I have an OnlyFans and men pay my OnlyFans, and if anyone comes up to me, I'll call a male police officer. I don't need men. Shut up, you fucking idiot. Of course you do. You just named your whole life is based on fucking men. The road you're driving on was paved by by a man. The house you're living in was built by a man. The car you're driving was designed by a man. Your whole life depends on men. And the second anything bad were to happen to you, the second you were physically threatened, or times were to get hard, or war were to start, or famine, or riots, the first thing you do is find a big strong man, shit yourself, and throw the feminism out the window. Feminism goes out the fucking window the second that the snow needs shoveling, or there's a fucking broken down car, or the tire needs changing. Then all that crap vanishes. It's garbage. And this is the very interesting thing. I'll make a point here, which is going to get me canceled again, but I don't give a fuck. But this is the point. Feminism in and of itself can't be defended. The point of an idea is that it can be defended by the people who believe in it. This has been the whole point of war since the dawn of time. It doesn't matter if it was the Christians against the Hindus. It doesn't matter if it was the Germans against the French. There were people who had ideas and ideologies, and they were prepared to fight each other to defend their ideology. Feminism is an ideology which cannot be defended by feminists. The only people who could defend feminism are the men who subscribe to the garbage. If all the feminists were to get in a line and say, we want feminism, and the conservative men were to get in a line, you would learn very quickly it's bullshit. I had a friend in Afghanistan when Taliban kicked America out. And he told me the Americans were telling the girls they could go to school. So they built all these girls' schools, and they put the Afghanistani Defense Forces there, and they funded the Afghanistani Defense Forces to protect these schools. You had American satellites, you had night vision goggles. Taliban were afraid to attack. America leaves. Now you have Afghani Defense Forces. They're basically blind. They don't have satellites anymore. Don't have night vision, whatever. So now it's a real war. The men are standing next to this girls' school. The Taliban are coming. You're some dude. You're standing there, and you're looking at this girls' school going, I don't really give a fuck if girls go to school. Bounce. And you didn't fight. So that's why they all gave up and Taliban took over so quickly. And when I said this, the girls like, yeah, they should have fought for us, feminism. Why don't the women fight?
Can I ask?
Oh, wait, the women can't defend their own fucking idea. You need men to defend feminism. So that's why the whole thing is stupid. Because the second men don't defend it, it just fails as a fucking ideology. It's garbage.
May I tell you something now? So this is the thing. This is when we assume that women perhaps don't have the physical or even mental ability to go to a war. Wait. Because this is the thing. For example, in Ukraine, a lot of women took up arms. And in fact, I'm Angolan. I'm Angolan. Wait, I'm Angolan. And
don't lie
listen,
to the people at home.
Wait, no worries. I'll talk about my personal story.
Go to war? You want to fight the front lines?
Let me tell you something. This is the thing. I think it's also really silly to assume that, for example, a woman, because she didn't go to school, she'll not be as intelligent as a man. Therefore, naturally, a woman is not intelligent. No, it doesn't make sense. If we're now starting to normalize equality and we want to put everybody in the forefront, give a woman a gun.
Who's normalizing equality?
Well, that's what people are wanting. Then that's
people
the case.
Like who?
Let me tell you, Auntie.
Who wants to normalize equality? People like who? Feminists. Who else wants to?
Well, actually, no equality. I want respect. That's really what I want.
What's stopping you from getting respect?
Exactly.
No, I get respect.
I get respect. I get respect.
So,
that's what I want. That's what I like.
Respect.
What I think is...
You don't even know what you want.
I'll tell you what I want.
You don't know what you want. You want equality,
as a woman, I carry myself differently. I actually hold the things that I have done in the fights that I fought. I hold it. That's why when you speak to me, I don't move different. I move different to many of the girls. That's why when you talk to me and you argue with me, I don't take it. You do sometimes. And I'll tell you something. A lot of women may have the accolades to be somebody, but they are uncomfortable to own that. And the reason why, then I would like to ask you, for example, I do need a man, for example, to, procreate. But other than that, I'm quite strong. And I would find a way to protect myself differently. With that mentality, what would be the man that would be for me then?
Denava, what would you do if one of these security guards broke into your door?
What would I do? I'll tell you.
What would you do? What would you do? No, seriously, there's no guns here.
She's a feminist.
I'll tell you. No, I'm not a feminist. I'm not a feminist. I'm a bit smarter.
Okay.
I'd play dead. One. Yeah.
Okay, they see you're not dead.
It's okay.
They
no,
see
I'd
you
be like
breathing.
this. And then if not, maybe I would kind of be very gentle and comply to find a way to get out of it.
So
if they want to come and kill me, there's not much that many people can do.
But let's make an important point. You're talking about equality equaling respect. The way you get respect as a woman is by being feminine. There's nothing, we can be equal and very, very different. I'm not saying that there's not equality, but you've confused equality with the same. You can be equal with completely different things. You can have a bishop and a knight on a chessboard. They're equal in terms of points, but they do different things, right? A woman can have equal respect to a man if she is very good at being a woman, and a man gets respect for being very good at being a man. When a woman decides she wants to act like a man, or a man wants to act like a woman, that's where all gets fucked up. We try and pretend it's all the same. It's not the same. Men and women are good at different things. We have different strengths, different weaknesses. There's nothing wrong with accepting that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm a woman, I'm good at X, he's a man, he's good at Y. Then we work together as a team, we have a beautiful family, we're happy forever. It's only confused where you have women who sit and go, no, because in the name of equality, we can fight in war. There's no fucking women on the front line in Ukraine. That is psyop bullshit. They put some chick there dancing around doing Pokemon dances to try and convince men to go fucking die in a ditch. It's garbage. If you go to the front line of Ukraine right now, you do not see women in their makeup and their manicures. You see fucking men in the freezing cold dying. You know where the women are? Dubai. Chilling. That's where the women are. So to sit and pretend that women are just as capable physically as men is a fucking lie. It's delusion. To say that you're as strong as men is delusion. You are good at other things. You're better than men at a lot of things, but it's not the physical world.